haven't finished the movie.
Who gives a fuck about movies?
So in this video I want to talk about the latest news about the Scream franchise. We all know what happened in November last year with Melissa Barrera being fired and Jenna Ortega leaving the project. Since then there has been many rumors about the future of the franchise. I am a quite big fan of the Scream franchise and that is a subject that I really want to talk about. Spyglass, that owns the rights to the franchise, has been quite tight-lipped about what is happening in the future. The official stance is that we are going to get a Scream 7, but we really don't know anything more than that. So it is a quite weird situation. But some rumors that we have gotten about the future of the franchise are quite interesting. Rumor number one being that Neve Campbell will be back as Sidney Prescott and that they are trying to negotiate her a deal. And that the story will revolve around Sidney Prescott and her husband Mark. So in a way, this third movie in this trilogy would be mirroring the third movie in the original trilogy. And I kind of get why they are trying to do that if it's true. You can bring in some legacy characters that would bring in the majority of the fans. That is kind of a good backup plan for everything that has happened. But I honestly don't think that in this situation it would work. The context of Melissa Barrera being fired was quite big news, and everyone knows why she was fired. Sure, many fans just want a new movie no matter what, but I also think many fans feel a bit taken back with everything that happened. And that's not really the only problem. I mean, you are just leaving a storyline and finishing it to being something totally different. It would just feel like an abrupt change in the third movie. When you had these characters and now they're gone and you're doing a totally different story. It would just feel very off when it comes to the storytelling itself. So when it comes to this rumor, I would rather have Sidney back as a minor character like she was in 5 and finish off the Carpenter's sisters' arcs. Give Sidney and Gail a good ending to their character arcs and finish off the Carpenter sisters' story too. And then after that we could continue the Scream franchise with telling anthology stories instead. Telling standalone stories that are not connected to the Prescott or Carpenter stories at all. And having a new main character, a new set of group of characters and a new killer in every movie. That would be quite interesting to try out, I think. Every new movie being a story by itself, having totally different motives for each movie, which would make it hard to guess who the killer is and make it more fun for the fans. You can have different cities, different settings, even have Ghostface in a snowy environment. Going the anthology route would be my favorite route to go when you finish up the Carpenter sisters' story. And when you give what's left of the legacy characters an ending arc. But we won't probably get that because Spyglass probably wants to bring back Neve Campbell and Sidney Prescott into the movies and her husband Mark Kincaid. But that would be the option I would go with. It is the most exciting option for me besides having the Carpenter sisters back. Another rumor that is online is that Scream 7 could be a type of movie that is like Wes Craven's New Nightmare. And that is of course something that could work. You can bring back Skeet Ulrich and Matthew Lillard playing fictionalized versions of themselves. That way you could bring back Stu, kind of. You can bring back many actors that have their characters in the Scream franchise dead. And that, I have to admit, would be fun to see, but I'm not so sure if it's the right way to go. Even though it would be fun to see some old actors back, they still wouldn't be playing the characters they have played in the franchise. And I know the Scream franchise is very meta. I do think that idea would be too meta. You basically have many of the actors that have played characters in the franchise before, playing fictionalized versions of themselves, and there's a killer going after them, the real kind of people, actors. That's exactly what they did in Wes Craven's New Nightmare. But I have to say that it would be a nice homage to Wes Craven, especially because he was the one that started directing Scream. So yeah, even if I really don't think that's the right way to go, I do think it would be interesting in a way. Because if Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega don't come back to the franchise, that's certainly an interesting route to go. But that you can only kind of sort of do in one movie. I don't know how much that would work as an ending entry in a trilogy. It would feel very detached from Scream 5 and 6. So I would still stay with the idea of making a Scream 7 that is a continuation of the Scream 5 and 6 story. Then there is the rumor of who would replace Christopher Landon as the director. And there has been several directors that have been thrown around online. One of them is John Hyams, who directed the movie Sick. And that was written by Kevin Williamson, who wrote Scream 1, 2 and 4. And the movie was quite a fun time. That was Kevin Williamson's comeback to the slasher genre, after many years of doing many other things. So Hyams would be an interesting choice for sure. The second rumored choice is Robert Rodriguez. This one I think is the most unlikely choice. He's mostly known for big budget movies like Alita Battle Angel and Spy Kids. Of course, he also made From Dusk Till Dawn. But I do understand where the rumor comes from. In the Scream franchise, he is the director of Stab 1, 2, 4. So it would be a fun idea if he actually directed a Scream movie. The third rumored choice is Eli Roth. There's no need for an introduction here, he is a very experienced horror director. The director of movies like Hostel, Green Inferno, and most recently the very fun slasher movie that came out in November, Thanksgiving. And that also had Patrick Dempsey in it, who played the police officer in Scream 3. Eli Roth is my second favorite choice on this list actually. He's experienced and he loves the first Scream movie a lot. And I think he can come up with some very inventive kills. So this would for sure be one of my top choices. And the fourth and last choice is Jamie Blanks. And he's also my top choice. He directed two very well-known slasher movies in the late 90s and early 2000s that were both well-made and quite fun. I'm talking about the first Urban Legend movie and the movie Valentine. So he definitely knows how to make a good slasher movie. Both Urban Legend and Valentine were quite remarkable for the time they were released. And Urban Legend has a quite good story too. It's a movie I rewatch from time to time. So I hope he is the one that directs Scream 7 and that we get the Carpenter sisters back. I think that's the best solution for a potential Scream 7. So that is all when it comes to the news and rumors roundup. If you liked this video, please like, share and subscribe. And this has been Boogeyman Cinema. Thank you for watching. Who would you want to direct Scream 7?